You are watching Woman Without Limits.
Don't let what you've done hinder you. Don't you let where you've been hinder you. Don't let what they've said hinder you. Don't you let your past hinder you. You're a woman without limits. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. A woman without limits. Yes, you are. There's nothing the enemy can do to stop what God has for you. There's nothing the enemy can do to stop what God has for you. You're a woman without limits. Woman, 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 woman without limits. Na 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 na. Woman without limits. Woman.
Good evening, viewers. You are welcome to Woman Without Limits. My name is Reverend Kiuna, and I'm always so delighted to bring this program to you. I know that you've been getting back to us and letting us know how we are affecting your lives, and that really matters to us because that is what we are all about, to transform lives and to make sure that you get to be that woman without limits. Don't ever, ever allow anybody or anything to limit you. Know that God created you with a purpose and for a purpose. And that purpose is inside of you. It's not in your uncle, it's not in your parents, it's not in your teachers, it's inside of you. So only you can stop yourself. And you need to say enough is enough of sabotaging my own destiny. I'm gonna be who I was created to be. Life is cut out for fighters. Fight, girlfriend, fight. Until you get out of your way and allow God to take preeminence and charge over your life. You cannot be defeated. You and God, who minus the world, honey, you're gonna make it. So what you need to do is understand that you can be all that God created you to be. And that's what Woman Without Limits is all about. We bring you many different women and men alike to let you know that even if they've come from a mighty long way, you too will make it. Let me tell you, whenever you see somebody lifted up, know that they came from somewhere. And today we have this wonderful, wonderful woman. Her name is Laimani Bidali. She is a founder, or the founder and lead coach of the Alabastron Network Trust. She is an author, and she also hosts a program. She describes herself as a woman in heels, in high heels, serving a high God. Hello. A woman in heels, high heels, serving a high God. That's awesome, isn't it? That's amazing. She changed her name, and she's going to let us know why and when she changed her name. And she has a whole wonderful, long, beautiful story, and we want to hear her. We want to hear it from the horse's mouth. She's going to change your lives. Would you put your hands together for Laimani? Hi, my darling. How are you? You look so good.
Thank you.
Oh
So
my God, you should have told me to wear jeans.
Thank you. You look gorgeous too.
Thank
you look gorgeous.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Amazing. And that necklace, can we talk?
After the show, we can switch.
You know, we need to talk.
Yeah, we can switch.
That's good. It's
Yeah.
wonderful to have you.
It's lovely to be here.
Yeah.
A lovely audience you have.
Thank
oh, they're
you.
so
They're
warm.
amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, Amen.
Yeah.
Doesn't she look beautiful? Do you know you look pretty alive?
Thank you.
I'm
I
telling
am
you.
alive.
Amen.
It's not a look. I am.
It's for real.
It's for real.
Oh my God, you look amazing.
Thank you.
And I'm so glad you could come to the show.
Thank you for
I
inviting me.
know that a woman here is going to be blessed, because that's what you're called to do. You bless women, you raise them up, you teach them how to be and to become.
Yeah.
And that's why I was so delighted for you to come on the show, because, you know, we flow.
We flew, eh?
We flow.
Yeah. We're raising the
Transforming
standards,
women's
yeah.
lives
Yes,
and
that's
raising
true.
their standards.
It's true.
We want to
Absolutely.
know first and foremost who Laimani is. Who are you? We just saw you poop. Here she is. Did you just fall from heaven? The things just happen.
things
Who
just-
is Laimani?
Oh, it's who am I? I'm a woman who, a spiritual being that really, truly, truly loves God, first and foremost. I am also a woman on a mission, and I'm doing this mission fearlessly. That's a mission that God has called me to.
Fearlessly?
Yes, approved me for. So I'm not looking for approval from anybody else, because God already approved me for this mission.
Hi.
Okay.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
And this is a mission to equip women to live their lives significantly. It is to, it's aligned to Romans 12 verse 2. Do not conform any longer to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. You can be able to test and approve what God's will is, His good, pleasing, and perfect will. Therefore, my mission is to equip women on how not to conform to the patterns of the world. And that's pretty much what you do.
Yeah.
This is what the world expects of you, but don't conform to that. Look at what does God expect of you. What's God's will for your life?
Right.
And live that to the fullest.
Okay.
Yeah.
So before you got to this and teaching and raising up women, you started somewhere.
Yes.
Where did you go to school? Tell us, who bore you?
Yes. I was born in a family. I later came to discover that was a polygamous family. I didn't know at the time. So I was born in a family, lived a normal life, went to high school, Kagwe Girls High School. Then after that went to uni, and you know, from I think from that time henceforth my life I was a bit lost, you know, coming from a girls only school, then you go to uni and there are all these men, and you know, I was a bit, and then I can go out, because when I was in my mother's house, I not gone out where you stay here.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's that out you're going for?
Yeah.
So uni, I lost myself a bit, but then after second year, I think I got, by third year, I got myself back on track study-wise. But after that, trying so much to look at what the world expects of me as a woman, as a girl, to be acceptable, and trying to be those things, you know, the drinking. I thought the drinking, and I'm not talking drinking tea.
Yeah.
So that's
Guys, not tea.
not tea.
Yeah.
You know. So I thought that the drinking
Yes.
and the partying,
The rioting.
and the rioting,
Yeah.
and being no nonsense, and don't you dare walk on. I mean, I thought that was what was going to get me accepted, and for a moment it looked like it was working. It looked like it was working.
Wow.
Because the thing you got to understand about that kind of a lifestyle is that when you're going out, when you're going to the club, when you're seated in the high stools, too high places, sipping a tall drink, you feel like you have arrived.
High
Yeah,
stools,
yes.
sipping a tall drink.
I like that. For a moment you feel,
I'm here.
This is the life.
Yeah,
you
on
know?
a high stool.
On a high stool.
Yeah.
But
Oh
what
my
would happen
God.
at some point, when we are quite high, at about 11, 12 midnight, and we're all seated in this table, we start asking very deep life questions. We'd say, you guys, do you think this is what life is all about?
Is this it?
Is this it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we console, let's just drink. Life is short, you know?
Yeah.
Like, life is short. Let's just,
Yeah,
you know?
let's just do our thing.
Yeah, but we would be having, I used to call it mass depression on the table, wondering about life, and you're high. You know, you can't reason very clearly.
When you
Yeah, and you can't answer very deep questions when you're high. Is this all
You
there
even
is to
say,
life?
do
You
I
know?
look drunk?
Yeah. Do I
I
look
look drunk. And you're so drunk.
You're so
Yeah,
high.
yeah.
You know? But then that started now to take a downward spiral, because then I would just get home and I would feel I'll just break down and cry. And yet this is what I am living for. Can you imagine at the point of your life where all you're living for is that Friday night? You know, that's all you're looking forward to.
With that, just got paid.
Friday
Friday night, party hunting. Oh Lord, have mercy.
I'm telling you, Lord.
He gets us from a mighty long way, dear Jesus.
Yeah, and that's really what you're looking forward
Yeah.
to. And then, but you know, somewhere along the way, come midnight, you will be depressed again. And then you spend the whole of Saturday, or I'll spend the whole of Saturday nursing a hangover.
And saying, I'll never drink again.
I will
If I drink, call me
This is
Kamau,
it.
call me Njoroge. I'll never,
This is it. I'm done.
until you're sober.
Yeah. When you live my life, what life are you talking about?
Been there, done that. Bought a t-shirt and maybe
And,
jeans.
yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Right. So you wake up, and so then again at about 4, when the hangover has cleared, you can't wait now. Again, you're on the phone. So what's up?
Are we going?
Yeah. What's the party at? Like that. So, and that
Wow.
continued. And
Yeah.
the time I knew that it was getting out of hand is when I would have to rely on alcohol to function. But here's the thing, sometimes we, alcohol can creep on us because we undermine it, we downplay it, we minimize it. I used to think because I was taking wine, me, I was not drinking. Me, I'm not like those people.
Yeah, those bad people who drink very bad,
Yes.
bad tasting beer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Another hard
spirits.
drinks.
Hard
Me,
drinks.
I'm not like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Me, I take a bottle all by myself of wine in one sitting. That's not too much. Like 5 glasses. I mean, is that
That's not really
yeah,
much.
that's not anything. You know, me, I'm not those girls. I'm not those people who need help. You know.
You would tell yourself,
Yeah.
oh Lord, you're better off.
So when I started relying on alcohol to function, that means I'd wake up in the morning and supposed to having tea, I'd have like 2 glasses of wine. My morning has now started, you know. Then during the day, if I got a little bit stressed at work, I would hide. I would go and have a glass or 2 of wine and then come back.
Wow.
And when you have to start hiding stuff,
No, that's serious.
when you have to start hiding stuff, that means
You're in a thick place.
yes,
Yeah.
it's an addiction.
Things are bad.
Yeah, because I like to be very clear that I'm not opposed. If you pour in here and start taking, I will not lay hands on you. I promise. But you got to have that sense of self-control, and that it's not mastering you. Okay, you're not its slave, but you have self-control, and that you can master the things that are around you.
Right.
Yeah. So
You saw this thing is now sitting on me.
yeah, then
it's ruling the
it's
day.
ruling, but I just didn't know how to get to I didn't know how to seek help. But there's this lady, she was a friend and a neighbor, and she would always knock on my door and say to me, let's go to church. And I was thinking, church, oh my God, these Christians, they're just too much, and they're just boring.
Yeah.
You know, they have no life.
They can't see that
And
I
they have
am
no
young, free,
Yeah.
single, to mingle.
Yeah, me, I was
free
thinking,
to mingle.
Yeah, I was thinking, you just sit and you're just waiting Saturday, you're bored.
Yeah.
Waiting for Sunday to come, you go to church. There has to be more to life, you know. But, you know, it's important not for us to give up on anyone. So should do it every single time. But eventually, I remember I started really enjoying going to church, and also I loved the praise and the worship at Nairobi Chapel. Because I was raised a Catholic, and I had never experienced praise and worship where there are drums. It was drama, and I was like, well, I like this.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And so I started going for the praise and the worship and to take the register. So if my mom asked me, do you go to church? I can say, I went. What did the pastor say? I don't know. He talked about the praise and the worship. Mom. Oh, you know? So yeah, so I'm going because of that. But what happened that I also started to, a yearning came over me, and more so at the time, I was also a management consultant in the area of strategy. Let me just break down for you, strategy, leadership, and attitude change. And so one of my mandates was to work with women in leadership and in management to equip them with the skills in leadership.
Right.
And so I remember one day running a course at Norfolk Hotel, it was called Norfolk at the time, for women who had arrived. According to me,
they had arrived.
They were it. You know, they were CEOs and directors of organizations, and I thought, this is what I want to be when I grow up and I'm like them. But they didn't look happy. They just looked a bit miserable. And I thought, is this all there is to life? This is what I'm aspiring for. More drink, you know. Let's drink some more.
Oh,
yeah.
So the drink became a consolation.
It became a consolation.
Yeah.
But then I realized there's also a little bit more that women were looking for, much more than just climbing up the corporate ladder, much more than just the marriages and the men, much more than the alcohol, the drinks, and sometimes even much more than just the church per se.
Yeah.
All right? And I started now wondering, what is it that these women, that we are looking for as women? And I would wake up every morning and say, I bought a Bible for the first time. I didn't have a Bible, I had a Gideon's Bible. Those two blue ones that we got in primary school.
In every hotel, wherever you go.
Yes.
Gideon's.
Yeah, you know, there's some two blue ones that you get in primary school for free.
Yes.
You guys know them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got those ones. I had that. So I got now a proper Bible, a real one, like a complete one. And so I started now studying the Bible, but eventually as I was also looking for it, I began to realize that I had conformed so much to a certain pattern that is expected of me as a woman that's supposed to fulfill me and give me the it as a woman. And this pattern was go to school, then after that go to college, get yourself a stable job in a stable organization, and that by the age of 25, and by maximum the age of 28, get yourself a man and get married. And by the age of 35 max, have your kids
Have
and be
all
done
your children.
and close the chapter.
Yeah.
And so women have tried so much to tick those boxes within the given time limits that the
Wow.
world gives them. And every time a woman misses that deadline, if she's 28, she's not yet married, she thinks there's something wrong with her.
Because she's looked at like,
Yeah.
okay.
If she's struggling or having a challenge in conceiving, because that's not up to her really.
Right.
But she's having challenges conceiving, the society treats her like she's an outcast, that she's not woman enough. All right?
Yeah.
And so this woman it begins to corrode our self-esteem. It leads us to have a very low sense of self-worth. And that's why we end up hiding behind certain addictions that we didn't ordinarily talk about.
Right.
Yeah. So I realized that was what was happening with women. And so I changed how I approached the training and the leadership for women. I started focusing a lot on self-esteem.
Wow.
How can you build the self-esteem of a woman? Whether she's a CEO or president like Hillary, she will be,
Yes.
in Jesus' name.
Yeah.
She'll be a president. Whether she's a president or
Yeah.
whether she is, her work is cleaning, there's an essence of a woman that we need to find and affirm. And that became my work now, to just be able to find that. Yeah, that's how my left hand.
Like, how
Yeah.
can you help these women?
Yeah.
So you started to see the struggle.
I started to see the struggle.
And like you yourself having run into alcohol, you are running because of something.
And mixing the two, you DJ, you unaenda church,
Yeah.
alafu unaenda alcohol,
Yeah.
then you come church. And most of us feel as long as I'm going to... most of us feel like as long as you're going to
DJ,
church, in fact,
Yeah.
when I got born again,
Yeah.
I got born again in 2003. I didn't
Eh.
tell my friends. When you tell them, Pastor Kathy, they stop calling you for plots.
Yeah.
So I didn't tell them.
You wanted the relationship to go on.
So I said secretly, I said to myself,
Yeah.
at least niko na visa.
Yeah.
If the coming of the Lord happens today, the second coming, and allow me to have my visa, I'll just tell Simon Peter, look, I have a visa. So
I got born again.
It's here. I got back pocket.
Yeah.
So I continued my life like nothing had changed. I didn't tell my friends.
Yeah.
But one day in 2004, I remember at around October, one day a friend of mine was getting married and we went to a bridal shower. Those bridal showers that are dramatic, you have strippers and all that.
Okay.
You don't know those ones?
Yeah.
You're too holy. Yeah. It's okay.
I know what's up.
So one of those.
Yeah.
And I just sensed at about, and then you mix drinks. You have all these cocktail drinks that you mix, okay? Just to make it. I don't know who told people you can't have fun without being high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you're out there,
yeah, you don't know any better.
Yeah, and darkness and light, they don't mix. So at the end of the day, even when somebody tells you that and you're in the dark, you're like, you can't see it.
You can't see it.
It's only when you get born again that you look back now in retrospect and you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Why was I even,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so you're right that it's about the where there's light there can be no darkness. Because even if you're born again and you're secretly not telling your friends, be careful because you don't know you're the Lord's.
Yeah.
He'll embarrass you. He embarrassed me in the middle of all that, the bridal shower. So because I sensed, now I know I have a name to it, but at the time I didn't have.
Yeah.
But now I know what it is. The Holy Spirit just coming upon me and saying, there's a brown Bible in this house. Ask for it. It's in somebody's house, so I don't even know. So, and I'm high. And so I'm like, I call someone, I say, the best maid, I said, there's a brown Bible in this house, please get it. So she goes and tells the owner of the house, is there a brown Bible in this house? Yes. Where can I get it? So she goes and gets it. It was brown. She comes and she brings it. Then, so I'm holding, the Lord is like, so tell them you want to teach. I'm like, so I told her, I need to teach.
Whoa.
So they switch off the music. Everybody sat down, including the strippers. Kila mtu akakaa chini.
In the bridal shower.
In the bridal shower. So I was led to Proverbs 31. And I taught that scripture from the beginning to the end, an entire chapter. And they were saying I would read it and then I would explain. I don't know what I was saying, but they said I would read and explain. But at the end of it all, 2 people gave their lives to Christ.
What?
In the bridal shower.
What? What?
Yeah.
This God is hilarious.
He's hilarious. And
Wow.
but in that time I was totally sober.
Yeah.
But after that my life was never the same again. But I also realized that was the first time I realized that I had been called to women like myself, women like us, who are, you know, we think we are living their life
Yeah.
in high heels to high places, and you know, doing all that kind of stuff. And that was my first ministry to those women in their space and in their place, where to find them.
Yeah.
So that time,
And this was a direction by the Holy Ghost.
it was a direction
Get a
by the
brand Bible, preach, teach
Yes.
them the word.
Yes.
And then you teach and they get saved.
Yeah.
So even you are shocked
Of
as they are getting saved.
It looks like video,
Yeah.
Ghana. You know, like, what is going
Become
on
a
here?
video.
Yeah. You're like, what's happening here, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
So after that, I just so still doing I realized that my life, I really started studying the Word of God.
Right.
I enrolled in Mrs., which was our foundations class in Mabuno Way Fellowship. And, you know, my life just, that's when I got the change of name. Yeah.
I was just going to ask you,
yeah.
changed your name.
Because I felt that God was calling me in a very, very different direction.
Yeah.
He already had given me a connection with women, a divine connection with women, even
Yeah.
before I was not born again. But I used to really mislead them. In fact, I used to pray that, Lord, everybody I misled, just bring them back, so they can be able to connect with you.
You used to mislead them now in the world.
Yeah,
Let's
in the
go
world.
drink, let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, and if your guy is cheating on you,
Yeah.
come, I'll show you where we do strategy.
Yeah, he's joking. Let me
Yes,
show you how
yeah,
to joke.
Yeah, he's joking. We can, yeah. How this game is played.
Yeah.
And so with that, I mean, so I sensed God was calling me to change direction completely, to serve Him wholly, not partially, not
Yeah.
partly.
Yeah.
And therefore, I sensed my life. and so I did meditate, and then I got born again, and I got baptized. Okay.
Did you hear? You were born again.
Yes, because
She was joking.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and after that, I felt it was like a soul, from Saul to Paul.
Paul, yeah.
Yes. So I took on a name that I was called Agnes before, which the name that every firstborn in my family, well, in my extended family, is called that. When you say Agi, everybody comes. But I felt I needed a name that represented the direction that God was leading me to, which is Laimani, means of faith.
Oh.
Of faith.
Of
La
faith.
Imani.
Yeah.
La Imani. So it's being called to speak to people's lives and to speak
Wow.
only words of faith
Right.
into their lives.
Laimani.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's how the name
The name change
the
came.
name changed. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So here you are now. You've changed your name. You've started talking to the women.
Yeah.
And then tell us how now you got from there into establishing your own Alabastron. How did it come?
Yeah, I kept saying Alabastron was a calling from God. For me, I was like, I mean, so when after now I got born again, I got baptized, and I took a new name and all of that, and I'm seeking the Lord. How can I serve you fully? And so because I was already a management consultant,
Yeah.
I thought what I wanted to do, what I wanted to do with my life now, was to make a difference in Africa. Another day I'm going to make a difference in Africa was I was going to be a mergers and acquisitions consultant in Africa, in high heels to high places, globetrotting, negotiating for Africa to get fair deals in business. All right? That's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And in fact, I even looked up a uni in Australia, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to go there for 1 year, and that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
But and by that time, my life was good. I mean, the management consultancy was doing so well. I had to turn away business. You get what I'm saying?
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Hey,
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, I was thinking, yeah, so this is the next level for me.
Yes.
at that point is when I sensed that the Lord calling me to women. And then the calling came, it was a spiritual, I can't even be able to unpack it here all at the same time. It was a spiritual calling. But what he opened my spiritual eyes to see was a pain in women. So I would be sitting in church, the woman in front of me, she's lifting her holy hands, but I could see her pain. So I would tap her and tell her, hi, how are you? Might you be going through this and this? Yeah, would you? Oh my God, you like that,
Oh,
you know?
And starts, of course, weeping even.
And starts weeping. So then he gave me the program, he gave me the name, the Alabastron is Greek for alabaster. It is derived from the woman who came to break alabaster at the feet of Jesus.
Right.
Okay? And she had been many places like ourselves, and people had called her names, because sometimes when you're living out who you feel God has called you to be, people call you names.
You'll be called.
Yeah, she had been labeled a prostitute, a sinner, a very sinful woman. And she had tried to break her alabaster, because they used to break the alabaster to look for meaning.
Right.
But it's until she came to break her alabaster at the feet of Jesus, that's when she found what it was that she was looking for.
Right.
Can I quickly unpack what it was that she was looking for? Because it's the same with every woman. You try to break your life at the feet of a man, hoping that he's going to give you the it, but then you realize, it's not quite it. Then try to break your alabaster at the feet of a job, hoping that it is it, then you realize it's not quite it. You have children and think these children are going to give me the it.
The satisfaction.
Then you realize it's not quite it. And that means that you love them any less. And some women carry guilt because they think, am I being a bad mother? But they can't give that which only God can give you.
Wow.
They can't. And so these are the 5 things that this woman got at the feet of Christ. And when she was getting these things, she didn't speak a word. You know, a point which is when a woman is done talking. Umeongea, umechoka. You're
just
done.
quiet.
You are.
You're looking at other humans.
Yeah.
Like you don't have an idea, so let me watch you.
Let me just watch you guys with your drama, you know. So she was done talking. In all the Gospels, we saw that she didn't say anything. She didn't say a word.
She said nothing.
She said nothing.
Yeah.
When she broke her alabaster, it was Christ and those around him who were having the conversation.
Yeah.
And so what she was looking for, the first thing was unconditional acceptance. Because those around Christ, they said, but surely if you're a prophet, you would have known who is touching you.
Yeah.
And you know that she's a sinner. Christ said, I know who she is.
Yeah.
And sometimes I wonder who in our lives can say, I know who she is. Who knows us and still accepts us as we are.
Yeah.
That we've been a sinner, we've been a prostitute.
Done all that, drunk to.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I know who. So unconditional acceptance was one thing that she was looking for, and women have looked for that in all the wrong places.
Right.
Another thing she was looking for, she was looking for forgiveness. And as women, I've worked with so many women, I've found that forgiveness is an area of struggle, and more so forgiving yourself for the things that you have done.
Wow. Amen.
Yeah.
Isn't that so true?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Women struggle with that.
And many of them actually end up not forgiving themselves.
Yes.
And that's why they sell themselves short. Like you go out with many different men because you can't forgive yourself.
Because you're punishing, because opposite of forgiveness is you're punishing yourself. So you're punishing yourself. You see, this is what I'm deserving of.
I deserve to be abused. So
Yes.
even a man, when he comes and he's not abusive,
Yeah.
you are very shocked.
You can't deal. You have to, you know, you create drama where there's none because you know how to deal with drama. Hit me now.
Yeah. if you're a man. Is that the best you can do? Meanwhile, you'll be killed.
Yes.
He hits you and you're like, that's child's play.
Yeah. Because what you saw was your mother collecting after all the drama last night. She would put things back and say, my Jesus is coming, we go home. No, that's suicide. That's Christian suicide.
Yeah.
We don't commit suicide. So what we say, I'm just waiting for Jesus to come, we go home. You know, that means you died. You're just waiting. And that's really sad.
It's so sad.
There's more to live for.
Yeah.
And that's why you're still alive and drawing breath, because your green light is on. The world is not going to give you a green light to say, now go, sweetie, now go.
Yeah.
It's God. As long as you're drawing breath, your green light is on.
That's the green light.
To live your dreams, to go on with what God has called you to do.
That's so so powerful.
Yeah.
Are you hearing that? That's your green light as long as you're breathing in and out? That's your green light to soar high like an eagle?
Yes, absolutely.
So she was not forgiving herself?
So she found, Christ said she is forgiven. And that's the other thing that she was looking for. Then the third thing was love. And women, we have bent ourselves backwards, borrowed money, got into debt. So you can show people just how much we love them. And it was until she broke her alabaster feet of Christ that Jesus said she loved much. And there's so many things that we've tried to do, but no one has affirmed the love behind what you're trying to do.
Right.
Okay? But with that act, he said she loved much. And the other thing that she's looking for peace. And as a woman says, all you want is peace. You're like, Lord, I just want peace.
Like I'm done.
Yeah, I'm just
tired.
Yeah, I'm so tired.
I don't want to drink anymore.
Yeah.
I don't want another man.
No.
I don't want to impress people. I don't want to buy clothes with money I don't have.
Yeah.
I don't, you know, all
I
those
just-
things
I
that
just want
women
peace.
do.
Yeah, I just want to be able to go to bed and sleep without taking a sleeping pill. Or without a glass of wine. I just want to enter bed and
And sleep.
function
Yeah.
the way that I'm supposed to function.
Right.
Okay?
Peace like a river.
Because no child will come to you and tell you, Mama, I need my glass of wine. My time has come for sleeping. You know what I mean?
I want red. I want it red.
And dry.
Oh my God.
She found peace. And the other thing that, because Christ said to her, go in
Peace.
And finally, this woman was looking for something so important. She's looking for purpose or for significance.
Wow.
We want to know that our lives matter. So
Yeah.
I didn't just pass through this life and no one didn't leave any prints. And Christ said to her, what you've done here is so important. No gospel will ever be preached without your name being
Without
in
your
it.
hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yes.
My God. Oh my God.
Absolutely.
Don't we serve the most amazing God?
Amazing God.
So she was looking for purpose also.
She was also looking for purpose.
And
for
isn't that what we
significance.
live for?
That's what we live for.
Alabastron is
Yes,
purpose.
is purpose.
You're fulfilling purpose.
Ah, yeah, and I love it.
Daughters of Zion
Yeah,
is
is purpose.
Woman without limits
Is
is
purpose.
purpose.
Yes,
This
purpose.
is what we live
This
for.
is what we are. Yeah. And these 5 things are not given from without. They will not be given from out there. They're given from when you make a connection with your God.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're not given. So that has become now my work. So at the point I was looking for it. So the Lord called me and said to me, this is what I'd like you to do for other women. Return them back to me. Okay? Because they are lost looking for themselves all over.
Yeah.
But what they're looking for, they won't find out there. They need to first connect.
The void is,
Yes.
is inside
They
of them.
don't find it in alcohol, not in another corporate job, not in another car,
Yeah.
not by painting the house or changing curtains, going to his street to look for curtains. That's not going to fix anything.
Not in another man.
Not in another man.
Wow,
So,
like the
yeah.
Samaritan woman. She
Yes.
kept on looking for a man.
Yes.
She felt a void,
Yeah,
looked for another man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I got the calling of Alabastron. That's why now the word Alabastron comes from the name Alabastron, from that
Yeah.
story of the alabaster. Because every time I share that story, women connect. They feel like it's their story. They connect with
It's
it.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I realized, so I was the mandate that we got was Romans 12 verse 2, which I had shared with you earlier.
Yeah.
About conforming to the patterns of the world.
Right.
No amount of conforming to the patterns of the world is going to give you these 5 things. It's until you align yourself to God's will.
Yes.
By the renewing of the mind.
Yes, be
And
not confirmed.
Yeah.
But be not conformed, but
Yeah.
be ye transformed.
By the renewal,
By the renewal of your mind.
the mind.
Yeah.
And then I realized even when you're born again, you can be born again and not be transformed.
Big time. Big
Because,
time.
yeah,
Yeah.
because your mind is not renewed. You left Egypt,
Yeah.
but your way of thinking is still Egyptian.
Egypt never left you.
Egypt never left
Yeah.
you. Yeah. So the renewing of the mind is where it's critical. And so I take women through it's a process, because you do not realize just how much you are conformed.
Yeah.
There are so many voices that speak to us. When the word of God says, my sheep, they know my voice.
Yeah.
You don't even know what that voice is.
Yeah.
Because you have the voice of someone who told you you're not good enough, you never amount to anything,
Yeah.
you're not beautiful.
Yeah.
You know what has shocked me, Pastor Catherine, is just how much women have caused each other pain.
Yeah.
The women to women relationships.
Yeah.
There's just so much
Yeah.
pain there.
Yeah. It's
How can a
sad.
mother look at a child she's born and tell her you're ugly?
It's
You look
true.
like your father's side.
Yeah. You're even a gima. Yeah,
You're ugali.
ugali. You're nothing. Imagine,
A
and
mother,
it's your father
a
and your
mother.
mother.
So the healing of all those voices and untying ourselves, that those voices are not the ones that are going to determine my destiny. I'm not going to serve those voices anymore. If they told me I'm not good enough, that was their opinion.
Yeah.
Please keep it.
Yes.
That's not God's opinion.
Yeah.
Okay? If they told you are not beautiful, that's again their opinion. And I will never stop them from saying what they want to say.
Yeah.
But I have a choice
Yeah.
to focus on the shepherd's voice.
Yes. What does he say?
He says, I am worthy to die for. I'm to die for. Ask him.
Yeah. You know, that's so real. That is so true. Imagine. And all
Yeah.
of you who are watching us
Yeah.
by television,
Yeah.
that you're worthy for Christ himself to die for. My goodness, that's powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If someone asks you, who do you think you are?
Yeah.
Don't start crying and saying, I don't think I'm anybody. It's
Yeah.
not, don't feel so bad. I'm not thinking like that. I didn't mean it like that.
Yeah.
Don't apologize.
Yeah.
You know whose you are. Tell them.
Yeah.
You were taught in school, if you ask a question, you answer it. Who do you think you are? Oh, you didn't know? I am the son of the Most High God.
Yeah.
Let me just tell you. He's the Alpha and the Omega. He owns
Yeah.
everything on this planet.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's whose I am.
That's who I am. I have answered your question, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So that's what you say
Yeah.
to them.
Yeah.
So it's about, because women have lost themselves so much, it's about returning them back to who they are, and that these 5 things will not begin from without. You need to
Right.
get them from yourself. And what I've seen as a result of the work is that I've seen marriages being healed, because sometimes we want to, we want to fix the marriage.
Yeah.
We want to fast and pray and lay hands on this marriage. God, heal this
Yeah.
marriage. This,
Yeah.
and then the Lord tells you, baby, it's you I need to fix first. You're like, who?
Who, me?
I thought it was him and this marriage.
Yeah.
They're the ones that are not working.
Yeah.
Me, I'm perfect in every way. But the Lord tells us, no, I need to first remove, to remind you that you are not your mother. You can't be treating this man with the fear that he may become like your father, and or every other man that you've been with. I need you to heal from all of that.
Yeah.
And so just healing the woman, as
Wow.
not the woman as a mother, not the woman as a wife, not the woman as a CEO, but healing the woman as her herself, so that she is healed, she is whole, and she's restored. Those
Right.
3 things must happen. Because it is just focus on the healing.
Healed, whole, and restored.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Those 3 things
Right.
must happen. So that's the work that I do with women.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow. How is that doing? You have a school for that.
Yes.
They camp. Wow. Tell us how that is, and
Yeah.
what's the program like?
So so the Lord gave me this program. It's called the Renewing Self Program for the Renewing of the Mind. It's a Alabastron network class. We achieve the mandate of the Romans 12 verse 2 through different programs. One of the programs is what people call Alabastron, is that program for 12 weeks. And through the program for 12 weeks, the investment is 3 hours only per week. 3 hours per week you choose a class, because for you to untie yourself from the unhealthy patterns, you need to be able to, it has to be an experience. It can't be, you come, you're taught, and you take notes, and then you go home and you're like, let me implement this.
Yeah.
It has to be an experience. So we take them through for 12 weeks through that process. And yeah, and then there's a whole retreat that they go through, and they come from the other side, and there's you can even tell the woman, even her physical
Appearance?
self changes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Her appearance changes. There's some I don't recognize after they're done. I'm like, who are you? Because the woman who walked through the door and the woman who's walking out of the door is not the same woman.
Because they came in crying and feeling sorry.
And we cry a lot. In fact, our biggest budget is tissue. You know, we cry.
You know we do.
Because
As women, yeah.
some of these things, you've carried them for so long, and
Yeah.
you didn't know it was any different for you.
Yeah.
You thought that this is the way that life was supposed to
Yeah,
be. This is
you
who
were
I
done.
am.
Yeah.
I'm done.
There was no way out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you go to other women, they just affirm the same thing. They
Yeah.
tell you, how do
Actually,
you
yeah.
think us guys have managed?
Yeah.
Where? Because in Africa, we don't talk. You just told, where?
Yeah.
That's it. That's the end of it.
End of the story.
That's the end of the mentorship. So there's up. Where?
Yeah.
Then she says, she tells us.
Oh my gosh.
So it's unpacking that where we
Yeah.
want to be able to unpack it
Yeah.
and find out what it is. So they go through that program. Then after there's another program that we run that is called the Purposepreneur. It's about being able to align your life back to purpose. It's as opposed to living your life being aligned to the wrong job, doing the wrong thing and hating it. You're not supposed to live your life that way, hating what you do. You can't be cursing the fig tree every single day and you're going to get figs out of it. You'll die.
Absolutely.
it will die.
Yeah.
So aligning them back to purpose, dealing with the fears that people have in regards to purpose. I'm sure you get all those questions about how do you do it, how do you manage it,
How
do
is
you-
it? Yes. Yeah.
But people dealing with the fears of purpose. People think that purpose will never be able to look after you or your family. But even wherever you're working, you're serving somebody's purpose. Somebody
Right.
else at the core.
Yeah.
You know, it's about them being able to live the purpose. We also run a program for young girls because we realized, remember the story of the girl in the Bible who had died at the age of 12, who Jesus went to raise her at the age of 12. I realized for a lot of women she could be 70, but she died at the age of 12. She went through an experience that killed the essence of who she is, of who she was.
Isn't that amazing? Can I tell you something? I remember even somebody like Paula White speaking and saying because of the abuses that she went through as a child, even when she got married, she would get herself, run away into a wardrobe and hide inside. She's married, her husband is even shocked, looking for her everywhere, finds her like this, in a corner of the wardrobe, like this. And you know why? Because in her little mind, she was still that little
child,
girl who was molested.
Yeah.
So even if she's a grown woman, in her mind, she's still that baby who was molested. And a lot of women go through that. I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
They go through that. They've been, they've grown. They have now, they've developed everything. They are probably even married, but they are still stuck on the rape. They are still stuck. They still see those men that raped her, and stuff like that.
Yeah. So it is important to to take the woman back there and just sort of raise the way Christ raised her. Invite the power of God to just raise her up from the dead, so that she's not a walking dead anymore. Because when you conform so much to the world and listen to what the world and conform to what the world has done to you and what they did to you or what they say to you, something in you dies, and what happens? You end up dying maybe at the age of 29, awaiting burial at the age of 79.
Yeah.
So all of these years you're walking around really dead, just waiting for burial. We can't live like that as women. We need to live vibrant, abundant lives that Christ died in the and because is the life that I'm living worthy for Christ to die for? Is it reflecting?
Are you adding value?
Are you adding value?
Yeah.
So we also have a program for young girls, teenage girls between the age of 12 to 18. We call it Princessa. It's about just reminding them about who they are and whose they are. And believe it or not, by that time, they already started collecting those issues, or what we call baggage. They already have, even with their mothers, because you see their mothers are not yet renewed.
Yeah.
So their mothers already, the pain that they have, they are inflicting it
On their children.
on their children. Wow. So the girl is growing up with the same issues that the mother had.
Oh my.
Yeah. So at that stage, it is important that you break the cycles there.
Yeah.
And we begin to break all those generational cycles that we've seen in the families. Yeah. So that's in a nutshell is the work that we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me, you as what does somebody need to do to join the program?
They just need, we normally have open days.
Yeah.
They can go to our website, alabastron.org. And we have open days. Just come for the open day. The open day will give you, answer all your questions regarding the program. And that's all. They just enroll. They can even enroll online if they choose to. Yeah, they can enroll. And that's it. The only question we ask you is, are you a woman? Do you want to get well?
Yeah.
That's all. Men have tried to sneak into the program, but we say, are you a woman?
Yeah. And do
you want to get well?
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
And as long as you can be able to speak in English, or read and understand English, that's all that is required of you. And I've seen women bringing their mothers to the program. The oldest woman who has gone through the program was 78 years old.
Yeah. 78.
78.
Oh my God.
And she found herself.
Yeah.
Because by 78, the society has told you, no, there's nothing else you're doing. In
Yeah.
fact, rest.
Just wait to rest.
Who told us that?
Yeah.
Okay. So she came to the program and she found, I remember she used to come with a walking stick. At some point it went, I'm asking her, where's the walking stick? Which one?
Wow.
So,
because God had dealt with her.
God had, can you imagine having to carry that for all of those years until you're that age?
Can you imagine?
Yeah. And she had been brought by her daughter. Her daughter was in her 50s. She's the one who has brought her. Then, so, and I've seen generations of women doing it. I've seen a woman doing it with her mother-in-law. and that relationship really getting healed and transformed.
Right.
I have seen there's a man who paid for all the women in his life. He paid for his wife. He paid for his mother-in-law. He paid for his mom. He paid for his PA. And he paid for one other person, I can't remember who. There were like 5 women. Told them, I've paid, you're going. You know? Because when you guys are changed, my life will be
at
peace.
Because it's true, you need whole women.
You need
whole women. Otherwise, it's going to be pandemonium. Chaotic.
It's true.
It's going to be Kosovo. Just warfare all through, you know.
All through.
Yeah. What was the response when you brought My Unspoken?
Walala. As the name says itself, it is My Unspoken.
Yeah.
So when we first did the show in the first season, immediately came out. It shocked the nation. Like who are these people?
Yeah.
How dare they? Who goes to talk like that in public? Have those women been paid? What is happening? Well, I mean, it was. But later, as people understood the process and they saw the women begin to transform, we started getting more and more people interested in the show, more and more people enrolling in the show, more and more people. Right now, I didn't have a waiting list of 100 people. Can I send them to you to do My Unspoken? They're waiting to do the My Unspoken, and 30 of them are men. Men also started coming out to say, I have unspoken, can I please come and talk about it? There's an issue that has been really, eating at me. But when we started, the response was not that positive. We had people who are very opposed to the show, people who are for the show.
Right.
But definitely that means they were watching, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
And that there was a reaction. Yeah, but it was, initially it was very like, who tells,
are these?
who speaks
Who
like
says
that?
their
Who
life
says-
like that?
Who talks that way?
Right.
But in terms of the feedback, when started getting real feedback, people who are watching, they started saying that it's transforming their lives. They started understanding why they behave as they do. They started understanding why they were having relational issues. They began to understand that. So it became the platform that I intended it from the beginning, which is a platform to help people know that those things that you're not speaking about, your body will speak in different ways. So just let them out. Yeah.
Any relationship for Laimani?
You can refer me. You can be my manager. You can, if you get, yes.
Where are they looking? Where are they looking? I think I will.
You will.
I'll send them. I'll give you a number.
Send them in my direction. But so here's the thing, for the last decade of my life, I deliberately put dating on hold because I realized I was putting undue pressure and unrealistic expectations on the people that I was dating because I was hoping they were supposed to give me the it. So after this someone for like 6 months, I'm like, this one doesn't even look like they know even where they are going. Away, you know. Then I realized I needed first and foremost to heal myself,
to deal with
to
you,
work, to deal with me, to deal and find value. It's not about this person coming to fix me and what can they do for me and where are they directing me and it's not about me. So what value can I bring? And now I feel I'm at a place where I can be able to add value
to
someone's
life.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Yes.
You know that's what it's all about.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, actually, that is what every woman should ask themselves. Yeah, because you don't get into marriage to get. You get into give. So you must ask yourself, am I going to add value or am I going to reduce value? It's about you, not about the other person.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So taking the time to just prepare yourself for that.
Yeah.
That's what it's been. But now I want to come out and play.
Yeah. Amen. You're ready to play. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. May he find you a very nice man.
Yes.
Who fears God and loves the Lord.
Fears and loves. It has to be both because there are men who fear God.
Yeah.
They see him there, they run this other way. So what? Fear and love.
So he's not running the other way, he's running towards God. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. What would you tell a young lady that's out there, looks at you as Laimani and thinks, oh my God, you know, you're unreachable and all that. What would you tell her to do with her life to get up?
I would say that
Look at that camera.
I would say number one, please find God, because without Him, nothing else in your life will work. Without Him, you won't be able to get your sense of identity. You won't be able to get your sense of self-worth. Okay. So number one, find God. Number two, be patient with yourself. We are all work in progress. He's the one who perfects us. So learn to very quickly, when you fall, learn to quickly forgive yourself, because we work in progress. And finally, always, forever, seek to serve Him with your life. Wake up in the morning and ask God, good morning, God, what can I do for you today? It's not just about this, here's my list for today. Today, I want this, I want that, I want this, and I want that. It's about, Lord, what can I do for you today? You may find He may just tell you, just go and smile at that person in the office who just looks dull and depressed, okay? Or just go and cheer up a girl who's looking lonely and whose family is not functioning or working. So just learn to walk with God and to grow in your relationship with Him, and be patient with yourself, because you're a work in progress.
Wow. Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
Thank you so
You're
much.
most welcome.
That's amazing. And I thank God that you are nice and candid.
Yes,
Just
thank
opened
you.
up your life. And also that fact that you're using your gift to empower women,
Yes.
and to raise them up.
Yes.
Man, that's beautiful.
Thank you.
That's
Thank you so much
amazing.
for having me.
Yeah.
Asante,
Yeah.
nashukuru, yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
You're watching Woman Without Limits, and it's so wonderful that you could tune in. Now you know that you don't have to wallow in self-pity. You don't have to die in that quagmire. God is a faithful God, and He wants to raise you up to let you know that you are a woman without limits. May the good Lord bless you. Have yourself an amazing week.
Amen. Thank you.